Okay, so we were talking about genetic disorder, and I was saying that we human, we have 46 chromosomes in general, but they are in pairs. So it means that we have totally 46 divided by 2, it's 23 pairs of chromosome, isn't it? So
Mm-hmm.
from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something. But the last pairs of chromosome, the 23rd, is called the sex chromosomes. And if it's XY, you're going to be a boy. If it's XX, you're going to be a girl, isn't it? That's for human.
Mm-hmm.
However, there could be many problems with a sex chromosome, and you will have XXY, XYY, X, and then nothing, XO. Those things are genetic, those things are diseases, okay? Genetic diseases or genetic disorders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about the other 22 pairs of chromosomes? They are called body chromosomes or normal chromosomes. It means they're not sex chromosome, okay? Clear until now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to the next one. So when you talk about body chromosome, okay, so normal chromosome. And if there is a problem with one of the genes on those normal chromosomes, the normal chromosome is called autosome. You know the word some mean body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Auto. Well, it belong to like normal chromosomes. So if you know that some genes are on autosomes, it means that those genes are not located on your sex chromosomes. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And of course, most of the diseases in human are caused by genes on autosomes because no, come on, 23 pairs, but only one sex chromosome pairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it means most of the other 22 pairs gonna be there's a lot of genes in there. So most of the human diseases are caused by genes on those autosomes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, um, so we talk about autosomal. This is the adjective of autosomes. So autosomal disorders, it means that genetic diseases caused by genes on normal chromosomes or autosomes. Okay, clear?
A bit.
Mm. And when we talk about autosomal disorder, mm, you need two recessive alleles to have a disorder. So what does it mean? If you need two recessive to have a disorder, what is it called?
Mm, I'm not
Most
sure.
are recessive, not dominant, right? Remember the
Yeah.
dominant and then recessive, right? Still remember those things?
Mm. Can you say that again?
Okay. When we learn about pea plants, we know that sometimes some genes are stronger than the others, isn't it? Stronger genes are called dominant genes.
Mm-hmm.
So alleles are just different version of the same gene. Like for example, big A, small a. Remember those things?
Big A, small
B,
A.
small b, something like that. They are different version of the same gene, isn't it? These are called alleles, different alleles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alleles, different alleles. But when you need two recessive or weaker alleles to have a disorder, of course, that disorder are recessive, isn't it? Clear?
I'm clear.
Unclear or clear?
clear.
Okay, good. You know, in human, most of the beautiful traits, like for example, blonde hair, red hair, ginger hair, blue eyes, beautiful skin, whiter skin, those are traits that human consider beautiful. However, in biology, those are recessive, you know. So it means that if you marry, let's say, a black woman, of course, you are whiter skin than her, right? If you marry a black woman, there's a very, very high chance that all of your kids gonna be dark skin, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because darker, it's actually stronger genes, you know, stronger alleles.
So black people are gonna take over the world soon.
Well, they are stronger. They resist the sunlight, the UV radiation better, and they actually are healthier too. Wow, I'm not gonna say they're gonna take over the world, okay? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try to not being racist, okay? I'm gonna teach biology. Oh my God. Now, okay, let's go to the next part. They say people with one recessive alleles are they do not have a disorder, but they are able to pass the allele on to their children. So those people, they are called carriers. 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 So it means that you have
Carriers.
one, it means you have one dominant and one recessive alleles. You know, when they two like come together, like big A, small a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
time you are still healthy, right? Because of your dominant allele, it saves you, right?
Okay.
If you have like two recessive alleles, then you will have that disease.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if you have only one recessive allele and one dominant allele, you are called a carrier. It means you are still healthy, yeah? But if you have children, you are able to pass that bad allele on to your children. There's a chance. Okay, there's some common disease. Is the first one is cystic fibrosis and sickle cell
Mm-hmm.
anemia. Cystic fibrosis, actually, it's I think it's untreatable. You can only treat the symptoms. It's a genetic disease. It means it's extremely difficult to treat. And most of the cases, those diseases are either going to make you very weak or you die earlier, or it will make you like unable to have children, infertile. A lot of these
Mm-hmm.
genetic diseases can cause you to be crazy, like have a very low IQ, or you can be mentally retarded. Have you seen a mentally retarded person before? Like a crazy person, like mentally retarded.
Like stupid.
No, no, no. Stupid means they cannot understand you clearly, but mentally retarded. Sometimes they can understand, but the way they react is very crazy.
Like like people who cannot react normally.
Okay, you can search on YouTube for the mentally retarded person, but
Retard.
look, I'm gonna write on the chat function, okay?
Okay.
Mentally retarded. It means these people are, yeah, you can say they are stupid, yes. And also they are very silly. They don't reply to you in a normal way that other humans do, you know. They talk weirdly and it doesn't make sense at all, you know, sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes those geniuses, like sometimes geniuses, like for example,
Einstein.
sometimes they talk like that too. So people say that. the line between a genius and a mentally retarded person is very, very blur. It's not there's not a big difference between a mentally retarded person and a genius. You know, it's
You're
funny.
too smart. You're too smart.
Sometimes they're too
They
smart for other people to understand them, you know. Hmm.
yes.
Okay, so search for sickle cell anemia. So the word anemia. Okay, maybe it's better if I write on the chat function. I'm not so sure if Zoom can record those things as well. So anemia.
Anemia.
Anemia means the lack of blood, the lack of red blood cell. The
Mhm.
lack of red blood cells in your blood. It means that in your blood, there should be a lot of red blood cells to carry the oxygen to everywhere in your body, right?
Mhm.
Otherwise, your body will be very tired or dead, even.
Mhm.
So these people with sickle cell anemia, they are not able to run very much. They cannot do like intense physical exercises. Otherwise, they can fall down and die, you know.
Mhm.
Okay, those are just examples of autosomal disorders. Sometimes autosomal disorder can be dominant as well. So what does it mean? You need
So
only,
that means a genetic disorder can be dominant.
yes, it could be dominant. Yeah. It means if you get only one allele, you can just have a disorder.
So if I have this like a random disorder and it's dominant, then my kid can have it too.
Surely, yeah, surely they will have it.
Hmm.
Like for example, Huntington disease. Well, Huntington disease. Well, if you have that, the doctors, a lot of doctors will surely advise you to not have children. You know,
Then you
because,
just spread more.
say again,
Then you just give suffering to your kids.
yeah, why would you give your kid that, right?
But
Exactly.
what if my kid doesn't have it? I want to gamble.
You're funny. You
He
want fun.
might not have it. The kid might not have it.
But why would you gamble with your kid's life and future?
Cause why not?
It's funny, but not funny at the same time. Hey, listen, if you have a sick child, you have to take care of the child until they are 30 something and they still cannot work. So it means there's a lot of money you have to spend for like 30 years, something until they die, you know? Like
Mm-hmm.
most of these genetic diseases will result in people being mentally retarded. So they are
Mm-hmm.
crazy from the very beginning of their life, okay? They cannot
So they're
work.
crazy.
They cannot work. So it means that you will be the one who feed them. You will be the one who have to earn money to support them, okay? Until the day
Okay.
they die. Okay.
Just that's a bit sad.
Of course, it's very sad and also very expensive too. You wouldn't want to gamble, trust me.
Why not?
If you want to suffer for the rest of for like 30 something years until they die,
Can I
you're
put him for adoption?
well, adoption. Well, the thing about adoption is that you know exactly what they have. Okay. It's not a gamble. You know exactly that they're healthy. Okay, then you adopt them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have children, there are some chances, percent chance they will have a disease, you know. So in a way, I think having children of your own is more risky than adoption, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Cystic fibrosis.
Mm-hmm.
Can you move it to the next slide, please? Number four,
Next
cystic.
slide.
Yeah, cystic fibrosis. Okay, CF. Um, they say that cystic fibrosis is the most common genetic disorder among, I think, humans generation.
What what is what is cystic fibrosis?
Cystic fibrosis. Fibrosis mean the process of a disease. So fibrosis means like eventually your body will start to create a lot of fibers in your respiratory tract, in your lung, in your blood vessels, and it can block your breathing and eventually you die.
Very cool.
Not cool because you suffocate to your death. Yeah. Well, if you consider suffering cool, then why not? But okay, they say 1 in 2,500 Caucasians babies are born with CF. It means the white people. Yes, Caucasian, it means white.
Caucasian means white.
Yeah, Caucasians is the word that means like you are born European or white. So 1 in 2,500 white babies are born with CF. Yes. And it is estimated that how many are Caucasian carriers? A lot of them can be carriers for CF.
1 in 2,500 is not even um common.
You think so? Let's say, okay, how many children, how many students are there in your school?
Like I don't in my school maybe around like 800 or 600.
Hmm. So there should be about 0.25 people with this CF in there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Let's hope that
Oh,
no one has CF, okay? Let's hope no one has cystic fibrosis in your school, okay?
okay.
It's a terrible disease. Listen, nobody wants to have that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This disease can cause an accumulation of mucus in your lung, in your throat, that
So
sometimes,
you won't breathe properly.
sorry,
So you will not be able to breathe properly.
exactly. But too much mucus, sometimes you die in your sleep, like suffocation. And a lot of people can be carrier for CF. You can look at this one. One, two, three, four people are carriers. In the total of 6 people. Wow.
Amazing.
A lot of people can carry this one. It's like
Amazing.
if you are a carrier and you get married to someone else, it's like you gamble.
Mm-hmm.
That's why in the West, before you marry someone, there are gonna be some doctors who specialize in genetics. They will have to sit with you and they will tell you, okay, this is what you have in your genetics, okay? And what's the chance to have like a sick child? So the couple will have to think about it.
Poor, 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 poor.
Like for example, if your husband, to be husband, is a carrier, and you are also a carrier, then you have a situation like this, exactly in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So 25% chance your kid's gonna have cystic fibrosis.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have children, it's like people often give birth to only one child, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you give birth to the first child and it's normal, it doesn't mean that if you give birth to the second child will be a sick child, okay? So it's independent. However, it's like a gamble. You don't want to gamble with that.
Mhm.
Some family can become like bankrupt, super poor, devastated, just because their children are sick. because the medical bill need a lot of money to pay for this hospital and things like that, you know.
Mhm.
So during their if like the woman if the woman is pregnant and the doctors when they do the testing ultrasound and they see that okay god this children has cystic fibrosis then the doctor will advise the couple to have an
Mhm.
abortion, you know what abortion is.
I think that abortion that means cannot marry.
It means they will kill the child inside of the mother's belly.
So the mother will die too.
No, the mother will be alive. It means that the child will die because of medical procedures. They will try to kill the child before they can get out of the mother's belly. Like, for example, if you found out that the child has cystic fibrosis, most often the mother has already got pregnant for like 4 or 5 months.
Mhm.
It's still good enough for abortion by that time, I think.
Mhm.
If you agree to abortion, it actually will save your life as a mother because you don't want to risk your future. You don't want to stay home and take care of a sick child for like 30 something years until they die.
Mhm.
But if the child born normal is then it's fine, no problem. Yeah. But
Mhm.
if you agree to keep a sick child until the day that you give birth to him or her, okay? Then
Mhm.
be prepared that you have to spend a lot of time taking care of that child, and that child is crazy and cannot find a job and will be a burden, until they die. I'm not kidding.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyway, um, you can see here the situation. Let's say the father is a carrier, mother is
Mhm.
also a carrier.
Mhm.
So there's a 25% chance that you have normal kid, 50% chance to have a carrier, right?
What's a carrier?
The one who carry that allele, that sick allele, okay? That's called carrier. So the
Mhm.
50% chance they have carrier, but there are 25% chance that the child will be very sick with cystic fibrosis, isn't it?
That's so sad.
That's really sad. You don't want to gamble, trust me.
But you know, 99 gamblers quit before the big win.
What's the win here? I mean, the best thing you can have is to have a normal child. Okay, that's great. That's great. But then
Mhm.
the so-so is when you have carrier kids. Okay, when you have carrier. Okay, fine, no problem. But if you have a sick child, that's when you are, oopsie, you're screwed.
Mhm.
Now, let's move on to the next one. Next slide, please. Number 5.
Next slide. Okay.
Okay. It does seems like a
Sites.
lot of things to do. Now, okay, when you look at the human chromosome, okay, you see there are
Mhm.
22 pairs of normal. It's called autosomes. The last one is called sex chromosome. And if it's
Mhm.
female, it's going to be XX. If you are male, it's going to be XY.
Mhm.
Okay. So we learned that cystic fibrosis. It's a kind of autosomal disorder. So it means that it's caused by abnormal gene on what?
Arm. Can you repeat that again?
Oh my God. Okay, we know from slide number 3 that cystic fibrosis is a disease. It's
Oh,
it's an autosomal disorder.
Mm.
So it means that it's caused by genes, abnormal genes on which one? Autosome or sex chromosome? Which one?
Uh, sex chromosome.
No, it's caused by abnormal genes on autosomes. That's why it's called autosomal
Because there's
disorder.
extra chromosome.
Anyway, when you look at slide number 3, they say that cystic fibrosis is an example of an autosomal disorder. It means it's an autosome disease, okay? Caused by normal
Mm-hmm.
chromosome, okay? Not a sex chromosome, okay?
Okay,
Clear?
clear.
So this is caused by abnormal gene on autosomes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, normal. Okay, move on. Number 6,
Move
please.
on.
Number 6. Okay, symptoms of CF. Okay, symptoms of this disease. Like I said to you, well, the airway, like your lungs, your airways can be filled with mucus.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's too much mucus, you cannot even breathe. And there sometimes can be blood in the mucus as well. Disgusting.
This is very poo-poo.
Yes, you cannot even breathe. It's like someone is strangling you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you can die in your sleep, or you can just die in class, you know,
Anytime.
anytime you have the disease. Yeah. And it's hard to breathe, then you cannot do anything, really. Cannot even study, cannot even like talk or walk or sit. Okay, that's only the airway, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at other parts of the body, like for example, there could be mucus blocking the ducts or the ways in your pancreas. It's called pancreatic ducts. When it blocks there, enzymes from your pancreas cannot flow out and help your digestion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is less bad. Okay, that's not as bad because it means that you can have indigestion. You cannot digest your food very well. I know it sucks, yes, but it's not as bad as when your lungs and your airways are blocked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway, build up a mucus in the lungs, difficulty breathing, and of course, infections. Because inside the mucus, there could be bacteria, a lot of bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
And there could be constant infection. So it means that you have to depend on drugs like antibiotics for many years in your life.
Amazing.
You don't want that, trust me.
Okay.
I've seen people who got it. They are miserable, okay? I mean, anyway, if it blocks digestive enzymes, it could cause indigestion. Okay, that's not as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it can cause indigestion. Okay, let's move on to the next one. How do you treat it? Okay, number 7 is treatment for CF.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go to the next slide, please? Number 7.
Next slide. Okay.
Yeah,
Physical therapy. So
yeah,
people with CF need physical therapy.
they have to have it. It's like try to drain the mucus out, Like for respiratory symptom, it means like you have a lot of mucus inside your lung or your airway. You have to find a way to get it out, the mucus. So physical
Mm-hmm.
therapy, and of course, because of infection there, you have to take drugs, so antibiotics to kill all the bacteria there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes your lung can collapse. can die. I mean, your lung can die. So you need lung transplant from other people. Like,
But that will cost a lot of money.
of course, that costs a lot of money. Like normally you need lungs from someone who's compatible with you. Otherwise, your body would try to reject that lung, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So lung transplant is very expensive still. Um, in severe cases, yeah, your lung can die. So you need lung transplant.
That's
But
amazing. I
yeah,
mean,
but anyway, there's no way you can treat the root cause of CF because it's genetic, you know. Every cell in your body has that sick gene. So it
oh,
means that everything you do is only helping your life to get a little bit better, but it's still bad, okay?
mm-hmm.
So they say even with treatment, cystic fibrosis continues to be deadly or fatal.
Mm-hmm.
But patients live longer, can have a higher quality of life, but still, you know, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you tell me now about cystic fibrosis. Let's recap what we have learned about cystic fibrosis now.
Cystic fibrosis
What is that?
is
Tell me, you
a
tell me.
disorder, a disorder
Yes,
that doesn't make you normal, and it have a chance of having 2,500 out of like you have a chance of having it, even if like your first child is safe and normal, doesn't mean that your second child will not have it.
it doesn't mean that. Okay, it means that all of your children are just independent, but there's a 25% chance to have it if you are a carrier
Mm-hmm.
and your partner is also a carrier, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what else? Is it autosomal or is it's on a sex chromosome? Cystic fibrosis, is it on normal chromosome or on, yes, sorry, I'm asking.
What?
Is cystic fibrosis on normal chromosome or is it on sex chromosomes?
On normal.
Yes, correct. What is normal chromosome called?
Uh, what? It's like over here. Body code. Wait, no, no. Where is it? Oh, it's autosomes.
Mhm, correct. There you go. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's on normal chromosomal autosomes. So what are the symptoms of CF then? You tell me.
Mm-hmm. The what is the symptoms of CF?
Mhm.
Make it harder for you to breathe, and you can die any moment.
Exactly. And what else?
And you need physical therapy, or you
Mm.
die.
How about the infection caused by bacteria?
Huh? There,
How about the infections?
there are infections.
Of course, look at that slide. Say
Infection.
the bacteria inside of mucus can cause infections. You look
Uh,
at the right slide, number 6, yeah.
a barrier of in the lungs, difficulty breathing, and
Mucus. Build
infection.
up a mucus in the lung. Build up
Mm-hmm.
mucus in the lungs. Difficulty breathing, infections.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you deal with infections then? If it's bacterial infections?
Like you have to wear a mask.
No, no. If you are the patient, yes, you should. But if you wear a mask, it's actually even harder to breathe, you know. That's bad.
So I have to have that
You need
special thing.
antibiotics. You need
So you have
antibiotics.
to be isolated
I think the person should be isolated somehow, yeah. But I doubt they can find a job to support themselves or the family here.
online jobs.
Well, online job can work, yeah, I think. I personally know that some people who have these diseases, they work in IT, information technology,
Mm-hmm.
and they do online. Yeah, true.
Information
So it
technologies.
means they don't have to see people that much. They can work online. Yeah.
They will be isolated their whole lives.
Ah, it's fine. I mean,
Don't they that
at least they're still alive, and can
but
find
doesn't
a
it
job.
sound sad?
Sorry.
Doesn't it sound sad?
Mm, somehow, yeah. Anyway, so it blocks digestive enzyme as well and can cause indigestion. What is that? What is that then? What is indigestion?
Cannot digest well.
Cannot digest food well. What does it leads to?
Like sickness and like digest problems.
Digestion problem, exactly. So, how do you
So you
deal?
cannot poop well.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot cook well. Yeah, true. And you need enzymes. You need to take enzymes for the rest of your life to like
What
external.
is enzymes?
You don't
Is it a
know?
medicine?
Yeah, you can take enzyme like you eat more yogurt or something like that. But you can go to the drugstore and take more enzymes. Ask the pharmacist to give you enzymes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's move on now. Since next slide.
Next slide. Okay.
7 is treatment.
For let's do it.
Okay, so antibiotics against something. Okay, let's move on to number 8. You have another disease.
Mm-hmm.
It's called sickle cell anemia, another disease on normal chromosome. Remember that. Normal chromosomes. Okay, you have CF, cystic fibrosis, and sickle cell anemia. It's also on normal chromosome, okay, which means autosomes.
Okay.
Remember, CF and sickle cell anemia are on autosomes or normal chromosome,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Okay, let's
Okay.
go now. Why is it called sickle cell anemia? So basically, your red blood cell, a normal red blood cell, should have the shape of a disc.
Mm-hmm.
However, in this disease, your red blood cell will have a shape of a sickle. You know what a sickle is?
No.
The thing that the farmers used to use to cut grasses. Okay, check online what
Mm-hmm.
sickle is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can Google sickle. Okay,
Sickle.
yeah, search online, huh?
This thing.
Yes. So your red blood cell should have that shape, sickle.
Ew. It looks painful.
Yes, it's the thing that farmers use to cut grasses or to harvest their crops. However, your red blood cell wouldn't have its weird shape like that. It
Mm-hmm.
cannot carry oxygen a lot, or it cannot really carry oxygen to the rest of your body effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So the person is actually very sick, usually very sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's look at this sickle cell disease now. It's the most common genetic disorder among people of, I think, I don't know exactly what I should put here. I think the
Mm-hmm.
people, okay, they say 1 in 500 African American. African American mean black, okay?
African American, yeah.
Of course, it mean black. 1 in 500 has sickle cell anemia. It means a lot of people can have that. I personally know some people in Vietnam who have sickle cell anemia as well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, it's a recessive disease.
Mm-hmm.
So it means there are a lot of carriers who are healthy.
Mm-hmm.
However, they're not exactly healthy. Okay. So they say that if you have no sickle cell disease at all, like the one on the
Mm-hmm.
left here, typical, no blood disorder, you are 100%
Mm-hmm.
healthy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are, let's say, big A, small a,
Okay.
heterozygous, remember heterozygous, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are heterozygous for the sickle
Mm-hmm.
cell disease, like big A, small a, you do have a mild disease, like sickle cell trait. Okay. It means you
Mm-hmm.
can still work and study. You can still work, you can still like make money. But the problem is you cannot run. Okay. You cannot do like intense physical exercises or whatever. You are weaker than the others. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But a good thing about being heterozygous, big A, small a, for this disease is that you are immune
Mm-hmm.
to malaria. This is a disease from that caused by mosquito bites, immune to the disease malaria. However, if you are homozygous recessive, it means small a for this disease, you have a very severe, very bad sickle cell disease, okay?
So, okay.
And you cannot survive for long.
Good for, I mean,
You can die early
mm-hmm.
if you think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does it make sense now?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, one thing you must know about sickle cell disease, okay?
Does animals have disorders
I
and
think they do.
auti
I think they
on
do.
and autism too?
They do. But the problem is in the animal world, if you are sick, you often die before the doctor
Bird?
can come to you. Yeah. In the wild, in the wild is really wild. If you are
Mm-hmm.
sick, people will eat you, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the wild, if you are sick, other animals can eat you and kill you immediately. So
If you're sick,
it's not like
if
in
like
human. Sorry.
if you have a genetic disorder, like if you have like disorders as an animal and the other animal eats you, does it will it have like like a chance of having disorder too?
No, because you are like their food. You become like their food. And luckily, if other animals eat you, they won't have the disease. Luckily,
Mm-hmm.
it's not contagious.
Mm-hmm.
It's not contagious. So contagious means it can spread to others. But
Mm-hmm.
very luckily, genetic diseases are often not contagious. Okay. So otherwise, if you are having genetic disease and other animal eat you, if they have it, every animals in the world will have it. And that's really bad because everyone will die, right?
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, genetic disease are not contagious, okay? Cannot spread to others. However, if you have children, of course, you can spread that bad gene to your children, right? You understand it now? You understand logic now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, let's move on to slide number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah, next one.
Caused by an abnormal gene. Some. Mm-hmm.
Which one? Autosome or sex chromosome?
This is out. This one is. I don't know.
You know it.
Autosome.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Because they are normal chromosomes, so autosomes. Now, next one.
Mm-hmm.
The gene is for transporting what in the blood?
Mm.
Okay, what is the function of red blood cell? What does it transport in the blood? Why do you need to breathe?
So that you can stay alive.
Yes, you take the oxygen from the air. And when
Mm-hmm.
the oxygen get into your lung, your red blood cell will transport that oxygen to the rest of your body. So the gene of sickle cell anemia, the gene is for transporting oxygen in the blood, right? Clear? It's clear now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Quite clear. Okay, can we move?
Okay, move on to number 10. Okay, slide number 10, please.
Okay, number 10.
Okay, so what is
Symptoms of
symptoms?
cell.
Yes, symptoms of sickle cell anemia.
Mm-hmm.
So remember what I told you. A normal red blood cell will have a shape of like a disc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like a piece of bean or like a plate. However, in sickle cell anemia, your red blood cell has a weird shape of a sickle. It's longer and it can block your blood flow like that. It can really block your blood flow. So cells cannot pass as easily throughout the body. It cannot flow in the blood that easily throughout the body. So there's a lack of blood. There's a lack of oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like your head always have headaches, right? You always have
Mm-hmm.
dizziness, fatigue, headaches. You know what fatigue is, right? Fatigue. It's basically very, very tired,
Mm-hmm.
extreme tiredness. You feel like your whole body is being sucked out of your energy, yeah? All of your energy is being sucked
Mm-hmm.
out, right? That's fatigue. And you feel dizzy and you feel your headaches. Okay, not just that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It can be really bad to the part that sickle red blood cell cannot go through blood vessels. It means it gets stuck there. It can get stuck in bones. So you have a lot of pain for long term. Like chronic pain means the word chronic. It means long term.
Mm-hmm.
Long term pain. So it means you always have pain. You don't want you don't want to have a life that's full of pain, that's so painful, especially in the bones. And you can
Mm-hmm.
have strokes more often. You know what strokes is mean, right?
Like, like, wait, I forgot the meaning.
Stroke
Oh,
is the blockage
something.
of blood vessels in the brain. Okay, when the
Mm-hmm.
blood vessels in the brain become blocked, that is a stroke. Okay, very common cause of death among people. And
Mm-hmm.
these days, a lot of young people is having stroke as well because why? They work too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like people around your age can actually do have stroke if you overwork yourself.
Oh my God, I'm having a stroke right now.
Are you gonna, oh my God, we have a stroke right now?
What? You don't feel any sympathy for me?
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes, not all
Sometimes
the time.
I do feel like it's a mini stroke. Oh my God. So I have to stop working and then I have to stand up and try to exercise more. I don't want to die early, you know.
So
Anyway,
stroke means you pressure your blood thing too much, right?
yes. But stroke only means like a blockage, a blood vessel in the brain. It means your
Mm-hmm.
brain cannot receive the blood it needs or the oxygen it needs. And brain cell die quickly, you know. Brain cell actually die quickly. So the people who have strokes often they become useless because their brain can die. If their brain die, your whole body, it's just like you live a very meaningless life because you cannot work, you cannot study, you cannot recognize people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You lie there on the table, you lie there on the bed for the rest of your
Mm-hmm.
life. Is that a life? No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And of course,
Can I go to the toilet?
yeah, please. Okay, I'll stop this
Okay,
one
I'll
for a
be right back.
while. All right, so I was talking about symptoms of sickle cell anemia. And beside from having a stroke, many strokes, you see with S, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
have chronic pain, like long-term pain. It means you always have pain, you know. It's never a happy moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's never really a happy moment, you know. And especially in the bones. Oh, every time you move, it's like, ah, you don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, reduced immune response to infections. It means your whole body is weak, you know. So if you have infections, your immune system will be weak as well. It cannot respond like very well to infections. So it leaves you even weaker, vulnerable to a lot of things. You know the word vulnerable, right? Hello?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
You are vulnerable to a lot of things,
Like also, yeah.
easily affected. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see sickle cell treatment. 11,
Mm-hmm.
slide 11, please.
Slide 11.
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's a genetic disease. So what did I tell you? You cannot really treat it because every cell in your body has the sickle cell gene in there. So you can only treat it, the symptoms of it, okay? So of course, with infections, we use antibiotics, okay, to kill bacteria. Yes. And because you always feel tired because your body does not receive enough oxygen, isn't it? So you have to use drugs that increase oxygen carrying capacity.
So candy gives drugs?
A lot of things, yeah. It helps your red blood cell carry more and more oxygen, right?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you read the next slide, you read the next line, it's say drugs that switch on the gene for fetal hemoglobin. Fetal means fetus, which means
Mm-hmm.
the young baby, right? Fetus. So the word fetus or fetal is an adjective of that. So basically, a baby still in the mother's belly, it's
Mm-hmm.
called a fetus, isn't it? But when the baby is born, it's called a baby now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when it's still a fetus, okay, there are some gene that is switched off. It means it's not expressed out. However, we can find a way to switch on those genes for hemoglobin. So it means that the person with this sickle cell anemia, they
Mm-hmm.
can have more hemoglobin that can work, that will work well
Mm-hmm.
and carry more oxygen to the body. But still, it's not that easy to do that. Okay, next one. Okay, next slide is say living with sickle cell anemia. It's not that easy. You always are tired, pain. Your life is never exactly happy. Always with a lot of drugs to help you survive. Even a small cut can be deadly because why? Your immune system is weak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one. So when we learn, when we study, when we learn, it
Mm-hmm.
says that Huntington disease is caused by,
Humpty Dumpty.
say what?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the Huntington disease, it's dominant, right? It's caused by a dominant gene,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you do have dominant gene, a lot of the children will have it. Everyone will. So a lot of people can have Huntington disease because Huntington disease, it's what's it called? Autosomal
Mm-hmm.
dominant. It's not only dominant, okay, but
Mm-hmm.
it's on a normal chromosome, so it's autosomal dominant, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So caused by an abnormal dominant allele. Unlike
Mm-hmm.
most human genetic order disorder is on like abnormal recessive allele. But now you have a weird abnormal dominant allele. It's clear? Dominant
Clear.
Huntington disease, dominant allele. Okay. Right. So both men and women need, they say what? Huntington allele to get the disorder. You only need one allele of Huntington disease to get a disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
what happens here? Because it's dominant, you need only one sick allele for your children to have it, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
too. So it means that if you are big A, small a, you still get a
Mm-hmm.
disease, right? Because it's dominant. Clear?
Mm-hmm. Clear.
Okay, great. Okay, so you can look at the pedigree over there.
Pedigree.
Family tree, okay? So it's called pedigree or family tree, okay? So there are a lot of children, a lot of people have the diseases, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have no carrier at all. Why? You cannot see any carrier at all, right? Why? Because it's a dominant allele. It means that if you have big A, small a, you still have a disease. You're not a carrier anymore. You have a disease. You're dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, there's no carrier because even if you have only one sick allele, which is dominant, you have a disease already. So it's super bad. That's why I told you. If you have Huntington disease, you should never have children, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I told you that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on now. Next slide. Symptoms of Huntington disease. You'll see how bad it is. Okay, 13, please.
13. Huntington. Huntington. That
Symptoms.
sounds like uh,
Huntington is
uh,
actually a name of a doctor, I think, who discovered the disease.
mm-hmm.
Ma- Mainly, Huntington disease affect a person's brain. So you're born very clumsy. You can break stuff very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And you get angry very easily because why? You always feel irritated. So irritability means like you get irritated very easily. So which can makes you a dangerous person.
So I'm dangerous.
Well, if you have Huntington, yeah,
Cool.
you should never hold a knife or anything, you know. And of
That's
course, it affects the brain. It causes you to have depression all the time. You
mm-hmm.
always feel sad and depressed. And of course, memory loss. You cannot remember things well. Loss of muscle coordinations and ability to
Mm-hmm.
speak. So it means that your hands, your legs, every muscle in your body, they cannot work together well.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot even speak well, even speak, you know. And they say symptoms normally appear by age 40. So what does it mean? Before 40, they can still be a normal person and they can still
Mm-hmm.
get married, right? Until the symptom shows, then you know, oops, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
symptoms normally appear by the age 40s. It means like, oh, I'm 30 something, I'm healthy. Let's have babies, right? Until I'm
Mm-hmm.
40, I'm like, oops, I have Huntington. Oh my God, what have I done to my children, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of them will have it. Okay, look, it's bad.
It's bad.
It's really bad. And Huntington disease, it's, I don't know what to put in here, I think. Death normally occurs within 20 years of the onset of symptoms. So it means that if it appears by age 40, the maximum you can live it's 60, isn't it?
Good for you.
Wow. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if the disease shows your life is gonna be hell, you know, and hell for the people who love you.
Mm-hmm.
Because why? They have to take care of them, of you, and they cannot make a living because they have to take care of you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So seriously, there should be like people should come to doctors before marriage to have to talk with the doctors about genetic disease, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, deadly. But mainly Huntington disease affect the brain, you know, slowly you become a crazy person.
Like me,
You're not crazy, you're just special.
I'm not special. I'm crazy. Not
Yeah, sometimes you're crazy. Anyway,
sometimes, all the time.
okay, let's recap now. Tell me, what is Huntington disease then?
It's a disease that affects a person's brain, and it gives all type of brain um brain stuff like pain, like you know.
So, uh, how does it transmit? How does it transmit to the children then?
Mm-hmm. And translate to children.
Okay, is it on normal chromosome or sex chromosome?
Normal,
Yes, so it's autosome. And
autosomal.
is it recessive or is it dominant?
Uh, it's dominant.
Yes. So what does it mean if it's autosomal dominant disease?
Huh?
What does it mean? when it's an autosomal dominant disease.
Stronger gene.
So it means a lot of people can get it, right?
Uh-huh.
And they can suffer together.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, you tell me about symptoms of Huntington disease, please, can you?
Mm-hmm.
Please tell me.
Disease
I mean,
is
the
like
symptoms of that disease.
death normally occurs every 20 years from certain.
Wow, their life sucks anyway. So it's like one thing. Okay, being able to live for a long time, it's actually one thing, but having a good quality of life is another thing. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
to live a life full of suffering, right? And pain, right? All right. So most of the case, it affect the brain. How does it affect the brain then? What does it cause? You tell me the symptoms.
Cause
What are the symptoms of Huntington disease? How do you know if a person has it?
um through like these things, clumsiness, if blah 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 blah.
Saying what?
These things, these things.
Tell me. Come on, speak. Don't.
Cla um I'm not sure. I don't know.
That's why I explained to you before. That you're very forgetful.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, clumsiness. It causes people to be very clumsy and irritated easily. They can be very
Mm-hmm.
aggressive.
Like my grandfather.
I don't know your grandfather, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
memory loss, depression, they cannot even speak properly, inability to speak, loss of muscle coordinations.
Good for them.
You don't remember that. If it appears in your exam, you screwed. Okay. These things are important to
Okay.
learn, okay? Okay. Tell me again about sickle cell anemia.
Psychotimia.
Tell me again about sickle cell anemia, please.
Psycho. This one. Oh,
Hmm.
here.
Yes. We have only learned three of them.
It's like a a not like the autosome,
Yes.
the
Autosomal
genes.
recessive. It's autosomal recessive.
Mm, mm, mm.
Okay, tell me more. I need to know more about sickle cell anemia. What's the problem with the cell?
Problem with myself.
Mm. Please.
Me, I
Okay, tell
have
me about
problem with
sickle cell
myself.
anemia, please. Once again.
Like they have problems with their cells, and they have that they have what I forgot. It's like sickle. Uh, But let me try to remember.
Mm.
It's oh yeah, it is like a uh inherited disease
Of course, it's
that
an inherited
that
disease.
make the red blood cells not stay like not like normal like other people.
Mhm. And what's the problem with the person then? If the cell is sickle cell shape,
Uh uh it can like damage their body, like the organs.
how does it damage the body then? And how does it do that?
Block
Yeah,
blood flow.
read again the symptoms of sickle cell anemia. You can see that.
Is it okay? Cannot pass through blood vessels. Oh, so it blocks, so
Mhm.
it cannot. It attacks the organs because it's blocked.
Okay. And it causes what? Headaches,
Headaches and
disease,
depression
depression, things like that.
and not harder to sleep and yeah.
But that is so mild. You have to say something more serious, like when we don't have enough blood to our brain, don't have enough blood to any other places. It could be strokes, you know. Very serious. Stroke is very serious because your brain can die.
Okay.
And then a lot of pain, especially in the bones. Oh my God. Yeah. And then infection as well.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, normally all these genetic diseases gonna make you weak. It's never gonna make you strong, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is a genetic disease called superwoman syndrome. Okay. Superwoman.
Superwoman.
But
What is that?
I mean, you will see that in later slide, I think. It's on sex chromosome.
Mm-hmm.
XXX, I think. XXX. Yeah. It's superwoman syndrome, but it doesn't make you a superhero, okay? Unfortunately, it doesn't make you superhero. Anyway, I think that's it for today now.